Fuji Fumbles! Today's topic, we're going to be talking about a good one, in my opinion. It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion. And no, we're not talking about Evangelion for fucking rebuild movies, because we're talking about Neon Genesis 1995 Gainax Hideaki Anno fucking Evangelion. Because if we're talking about anything else, then you would be getting a snorefest of just action-packed mech anime. And who the fuck wants to watch an action-packed mech anime without any actual story? Don't answer that. Okay, so the difference between the movies and the originals is that, okay, you know how people complain about how the book series of a certain story doesn't really work out in terms of creating this? So, the thing is, with the 1995 version of Evangelion, there were 27 episodes and a movie, which was called The End of Evangelion. And that literally took place between episodes 25 and 27. And if you didn't watch them in that order, which I didn't, you would be fucking confused. Good thing I went back and watched it, which is one of the things about Neon Genesis. You need to go back sometimes, because there's so much going on that sometimes you won't get it the first time. It's like a playthrough of Undertale, if I'm trying to be hip with the kids nowadays. Okay, so what was I talking about? Okay, so the movies of Evangelion, the first two, so 1 and 2, they took the first couple of episodes of the 1995 version of Evangelion, watered them down, literally shortened all the most important plot points, and put them into a movie. Does that sound right to you? It doesn't to me. And then, in number 2, they took some of the main characters, such as Asuka, and they took her character, changed her name. Jeez, it's like what fucking, we're not gonna go there. But okay, so imagine you take a character that has the name Langley or something in the original 1995 version. Let's color code this. Okay, so this is the original 1995 version. You take her name, and then you fast forward a couple of years, and then you put her in a movie and call her something completely different, and then you change her character so that she talks about her feelings way more than she does, because Asuka would never talk about her feelings in the series, but instead in the series she's like, I guess I was just a bit damaged because my mom killed herself. Seriously, it's hard to talk about Neon Genesis without spoiling shit, so I'm trying to just keep with character designs. But then again, I just went on a big rant about the story. So let's go with character designs, I guess. I guess the main character would be Shinji Ikari-kun, and he is a lovely boy. He's a bit depressed in some senses. He literally, he's the main character of the show, and the thing with Shinji is that he is just damaged. You see it from, day one, like he's always listening to his little MP3 player. He's very nervous about everything. He's very shy. And that was one of the things that turns people off Neon Genesis, is this guy. Because he's a main character that whines a lot. And I'm not gonna say he doesn't, but the thing with him is that he has a reason. He has a good fucking reason to do it. And that's the thing about Evangelion. Mental struggles is a very big part of this anime, and the feelings that they convey through it is, like, really fucking good. Like, Anno knew what he was fucking doing, and he really did a good job with it. And so, this anime came out in 1995, as I specified, and back then, mech anime was like, boom, bam, make me feel good, my head goes da 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 da. And this, the first episode of Neon Genesis didn't so much have that much of it in it. Like, this one, the first episode was just him trying to get into the mech. And everyone was like, can the fucker just get in the mech? And he's like, I don't want to get in the mech, Daddy! And the dad's like, you have to get in the mech, baby! But he didn't. And so, Shinji, like, can we just set up a protection squad for this little baby? Because, like, if you're gonna watch this, you're gonna understand why this little baby needs protecting. Unless you're like, you have no capacity to, like, you're just here for mech anime. And I can understand that. We don't want to see mental struggles all the time, and we just want to watch a good explosions. If you want that, then go watch Gurren Lagann. Because that has no plot or anything whatsoever. It's just action. Anyway, moving on. to Rei, which is a favorite character for many in the series. She is literally a deadpan walking corpse, taking a quote from Demolition D. No, she doesn't even smile. And she's a pilot too of a mech. She's the pilot of Mech 0, Unit 0, and she is the first child, as you would say in plot senses. And she's literally just a dead walking corpse. And I really can't say anything else about her, because if I did, then I'd be revealing plot. So, I guess we could talk about her color scheme. She has red eyes and light blue hair. And, there's totally not more than one of her. Okay, moving on to the next girl character. We have Asuka, which everyone hates, but for some reason... I don't think everyone hates her. I don't know. But she is literally just, the angry tsundere. Some people call her the mother of all tsundere, actually, because she was the first one to be like, baka! I don't know. I don't know if she was the first to be the one who was like, out of the baka! But, she is also the pilot of a mech. She's the pilot of Unit 2, which is actually one of my personal favorite mechs in the anime, because I just love the way it looks. But Asuka is from Germany. It's hilarious because the first episode you see her in, I swear to God, if I get one more fucking Skype message, the thing with Asuka is that since she's from Germany, you would expect her to speak German, right? And so the creators got this one to speak German, but the Japanese voice actor was like, what? Sorry, they've got this chick speaking German, but she's all like, it's great to watch. I had fun. So, whatever. Anyway, so Asuka is a character who's actually quite developed. Everyone in this fucking show is so developed if you just stick around and look between the lines, And I think Asuka is one of my favorite characters and one of the most, understandable. And then again, Shinji. I really love how Shinji and Asuka and, all the characters really are just developed because it's just so well done and so real. If you were looking for a mech anime, then you got one, but you didn't get the typical one. That's why a lot of people turn this away, which is a shame. Anyway, so moving on to one of the next female roles. That's really cool about Evangelion. It's got a lot of female roles, and they're very prominent. Anyway, so we have Misato. And Misato is the woman who takes Shinji in at the beginning of the anime. And she has a pretty bad backstory, too. But the thing with Misato is that she's smiling all the time. She's, interacting with people. She seems pretty normal. You meet her and you're like, oh, well, she's pretty fucking rad. And then in the first episode, it's revealed that both her and Shinji have daddy issues, and that's kind of how they get together and, meet middle ground, I suppose. So Misato has purple hair. Jesus. I just realized how fucking outrageous these hair colors are. But then again, everyone kind of has the same kind of hair going on. But, whatever. Okay, so Misato is a commander, and she runs the whole mech situation. So, the thing about Misato is that she was around during the first... I have a English. Anyway, she was around during the second impact, because this is the plot of this world. The Earth has been through 2 meteor impacts, and the series that takes part in Evangelion is that they're preparing for third impact, which they don't know when it's gonna come, so yeah. Okay, so the thing with Misato is that she has a lot of mental things going on, but you would never guess because she's just so amazing, and fucking she went through second impact, and apparently her dad died during second impact, which he did, I guess, and then that inspired her to become a commander. So yeah, I mean, I really can't talk about the characters because there's so much plot. You need to go watch it because it's fucking great. Anyway, moving on to the mechs, I guess. The thing about Evangelion, I guess you would first notice, well, unless you're not a fan of mech anime and you haven't watched many Gundam shit. Okay, the thing about the mechs in Evangelion, I guess you would notice, is that they look very different to your typical mech. Because, you know, in a usual mech anime, there's a big mech and he's all clunky and he's got like boosters on his back to make him go to space, and then there's like there's devices to make them like shoot guns and shit. And the thing about Evangelion is that the designs for characters and mech in that regard are quite realistic, because this show was actually supposed to take place in 2015. Is it 2015? Yeah, I think it's 2015. And so was it 2013? Jesus, how could I forget? I think it's 2015. Anyway, so these guys are still running on cables, so they literally have a big plug coming out from the back of their mechs, which plugs into a wall like a fucking input. like an electricity input. And also they have a gun that's also plugged into an electricity unit, which they literally drain the entire nation of Japan just to power a gun in one episode. And also they have these little things on the back which help them elevate. And also they have like a little knife thing. And also the design of the robots is they're quite long and gangly. Like, they don't move like your usual mech. They're quite organic, I guess you could say, in their movements, which makes you think, are these guys really robots? And that's another hint for you if you go and watch it. Again, with Evangelion, there is a lot. I mean, as the name would suggest, Neon Genesis literally, like Neon Genesis Evangelion literally translates, I guess, into rebirth. So, I wonder what this show is about. But yeah, the show has a lot of connections to religious things, like the bloody villains themselves are called angels, and you know, there's references to Adam, and you know, a lot of religious symbolism, and the mechs themselves are like connected to the angels in a sense, I guess. But yeah, like, when you go into this show, you're really just hoping for... If you're going in hoping for a fun mech adventure, then you've come to the wrong place. If you're that person, then maybe the movie versions of Evangelion are for you. I'm not recommending the movie versions because I don't think they really do the series justice, which is unfortunate. 4 still has to be announced. But if you want to go see a really good mech anime, which, you know, actually has really good plot and really good human characters, which is something we didn't get to see back in the 90s, then I think that Neon Genesis Evangelion 1995 by Hideaki Anno, animated by Gainax, is the thing for you. Yeah. Fuji Fumbles.